Welcome to Actually Controller, the podcast that is actually Controller, and we are actually in control of everything you are hearing right now. I'm so very sorry. Hello, everybody.
Hi.
Hello. Welcome back to Actually Controller. You got Steve,
Chad,
Chris, and Jeff.
Hi, everybody.
I hope everybody's having a great day.
Yeah.
Hello.
So this already happened a few weeks back, but we kind of were talking about, we've had some episodes where we've kind of talked about tour stories or shows from way back in the day and certain happenings with it, but we've never really talked post-show that recently happened and kind of how the going abouts from the backstage and how all the operations work and expectations for the band, and then the way it feels and the way it actually is while you're on stage doing the thing.
Yeah.
And then when you get a big pat on the back by your front of house guy for doing a 3-minute teardown.
Yeah.
Ooh.
We were pretty quick.
That was nice.
You might not understand and appreciate how awesome of a compliment that is, but any other fellow musicians out there know exactly what that is. So
that's called professionalism, though. Really, like just get out of the way. Next.
Yeah, but 5 minutes is your average. The fact that we shaved 2 additional minutes off of that.
I think it's just because we're kind of crazy, though.
Well, obviously.
I mean, like, to be fair, I was ready to get up off this stage because I was excited to see what was coming next.
Fair enough.
And I also didn't. I wasn't sure because I didn't look at the clock to see how much time we were in or out.
Yeah, I was just in go mode.
Yeah, so it was just go.
Was that just me, or?
I think that's hello.
Did you disappear?
No, it was and I'm wondering if my phone being right next to my receiver.
Once again, a reminder to subscribe to see Steve's puzzled look as he's digging through his pants.
Like, why am I getting a weird hum in my ear right now?
Are you serious?
Get onto Patreon to watch Steve dig in his pants.
With a puzzled look.
With a puzzled look.
Nonetheless.
I mean.
So, let's timeline this, because I know we kind of jumped ahead to the teardown. That's almost towards the end of the show for most stuff.
So
get the mic a lot
well,
closer.
you did start out the opening saying post-show.
Yes.
So upon getting there...
so we gotta. Can we at least tell them what date the show was?
Yes,
so they can be like, hey.
By all means. So the show we're talking about would have been Wednesday, May 10th, opening for 0936 and Cane Hill.
Yeah.
At Pierre's here in Fort Wayne, Indiana.
Don't forget Jordy Pop
and Jordy
Perp.
Pop.
Jordy Perp. Jordy Perp. Yes.
Jordy Perp.
Jordy Perp.
Jordy Perp.
Yes.
He was good.
Yeah, so that show.
Not exactly
Jordy
what I
Perp
was expecting.
As well.
Yeah.
Yes, definitely not expected on stage with the layout of the remainder of the show.
It's a multi-genre show. Shut up.
It definitely was.
We praise those, remember?
Yeah.
We
We do.
Well, and so...
No, I just said I wasn't expecting it. I didn't say it was
You did
bad.
do your homework.
All right,
before we
and
played.
not to like downplay. When we got there, our day of show had all of our what's it called?
Just the timeline of load in and
Yeah,
sound check.
and being able to do sound checks and whatnot. Well, it was, however, their first show, so I don't know if they were working
tour-
out all the kinks.
tour package.
Yeah.
the tour package.
First
They
show
were
of the
working out
tour.
all the kinks, so we didn't really get a sound check. We got a line check right before we went on, and that was a little stressful. But once we were actually moving, I thought it was fine. How did you guys feel about it without the actual sound check?
I mean, honestly, that part wasn't the part that really stressed me whatsoever. It was actually before all of that that was stressing me, because
What was that?
so for those who are unaware, unfortunately, as much as we love doing this, none of us get to do this and only do this. This is not our 9 to 5.
Yeah.
We all have our 9 to 5 on top of all of this. So my 9 to 5 ended up running into some OT, and I still had to go pick up some gear from Chad's house before we could even go to the venue.
And then he didn't bring his ear.
The joys of a working musician.
Yeah,
And
so-
I'm a night shift worker. Granted, I'm usually up in the afternoon by the time you needed to be over, but I was
dragging.
dead tired because I
Yeah.
had a rough night at work.
So I got Chad, who's half coherent. I'm running already late to get over to his place. I'm trying to rush out of my house, and I have some gear at my house, some gear over at Chad's house, some gear that Jeff's bringing, some gear that Chris is bringing, and I'm hoping all the gear ends up in the one same place. Come
Everybody-
to find out, it didn't. So, but
I don't know what you're talking about. I was fine. I had everything.
yeah, shut up.
I had all my drums. I had all my cymbals.
And he
I
got
remember
my
my throne.
keys and
Hey,
Yeah, you
and
did
he had
remember your throne. We
and
were
he
in
had his
Chicago,
rug.
that's why.
Oh, and his rug. And
He
his
had his
Yeah.
rug.
and I had my rug. and I found my old rug.
Yeah, you did find your old rug, all beat up
Still
and
going,
used,
man.
and no longer useful. But
No, you can keep that.
yeah, but the only reason I was really stressing is we had a door call of 5:00
Yeah.
for load in on the day of show form, and it was already probably about 5:10 after when we were on the highway trying to get into
Yeah.
the venue.
Well, I mean, to be fair, like me and Robert had showed up early, you
Right.
know, so
Yeah, as
we'd
long as
already
some
talked.
representation's there.
Yeah.
The representation wasn't the part that worried me. It was the part that worried me of because we're supposed to be doing load in at 5
Load in at
until
my favorite.
Sound check at 5:30.
Yeah.
And we're trying to be professional
So,
at this.
yeah.
and-
yes.
Yeah.
So my favorite is
Didn't
all
we
of
warn you? I
us.
thought somebody messaged and said, "Hey, they're running behind."
You messaged me while we were on highway, which we were maybe 2 minutes away, and I got a message from you. Come in from the subway side. They're
Yeah,
running way behind.
Yeah.
We're good. And I'm just like,
the headliner drummer.
Yeah,
is
yeah,
still working on
Yeah.
his
opening up
butt
his
cheeks
cymbals.
just unclenched and
Well, and that was the funniest part is talking to the guys that were running the show and everything. It's like normally that DOS, the day of show, and getting all that. It's like that is
The Bible.
Yeah, you live.
Well,
by
especially
that.
as the opener, you're like,
Yep.
you're,
Yeah,
you get shit on, and you
absolutely
have
live
to.
by that. And then we get there, and it was one of those days where it was like, it's kind of up in the air, just to have a good time. We're all gonna have a good time, and I love shows like that, but they stress you out until you're.
Oh, yeah.
actually
Well, I
on
think
stage.
until everybody showed up. So let's give a shout out to the actual staff. The front
Yeah,
of the
Yes.
they did amazing.
I said that we had like the all-star crew running
Yes.
sound.
oh, we
running
seriously
Yes.
did have
and
an
So,
all-star
like,
even
crew
like
out
the
there.
bartending staff and
Yeah,
everybody, everybody was on.
Even
you know.
though the day of show was like almost an hour and a half behind. Like,
Yeah.
we started on doors were a
Doors
little
open.
doors
ways-
were on time.
Doors were open late.
little ways.
Were
They were
they?
a little ways.
Yeah,
Okay.
20
they
minutes
they
late.
they opened
20
like
minutes
10, 15 minutes late.
Which that happens, but the
Yeah.
show was on time.
Yeah, show started on.
Everything else was on time.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, I will say that we managed to get up, line check, get ourselves set up. We're ready to go on stage the second that it turned 7:30, which was our start time. We did our 20. I think we were 1 minute early. I think we were done at 19 minutes.
Yeah.
And
That
then
was-
we had
as soon as we're done, I'm hauling.
We
Yeah.
hit like perfect timing on
But-
our set list.
Yeah.
the other part that also made it a little stressful, though, kind of going back a little bit towards the beginning of the day,
Oh, it's
was not only were we slotted for a 5:00 load in, we also had a photographer who also is in the process of trying to launch her own podcast that wanted to do an interview with us pre-show.
Yeah.
And I told her, I'm like, look, we should be perfectly fine at around the 5:00 mark to do an interview. And then we can take care of load in and all that type of stuff, or take care of load in, then do the interview. But because everything was running behind between us getting there, the headliner actually having sound check issues and all that type of stuff, and everybody kind of having it all up in the air,
Yeah.
I was stressing like, I promised this person that we were going to be able to give her an interview. She's trying to get her new thing off the ground. She's coming out here to be a photographer for us for free.
She did a great job.
Oh,
Did
she was
awesome.
Can you name drop
Yeah,
for those
name
who
drop.
Yes.
so that way they can look for her?
Yes.
Yeah,
And
so we were Bob and I were eating. We were out there on the patio, and then she shows up. So it's early, so anybody that shows up is just kind of wandering around like, can we help you? And then that's when
Yep.
you kind of cut in and was like, oh hey, are you here for the pod or the interview and all that stuff?
Yep.
Like, I'm
Yeah.
just gonna eat my burger. I don't know what's going on. I play drums. I play drums.
Hanging around outside with the troublemakers. Bless you. Double
Bless
bless
you.
you.
excuse me. So Brandy Duke Photography is who came out. Brandy Duke came out to interview us and to do the photography, and I apologize, I did not catch the name of her podcast while we were out there. I know she has just got it off the ground. I don't know if she's released any episodes.
To be fair, there
was a lot going on.
Because everybody was scrambling, and I ended up leaving after like answering one question, like I got to go check and see if they're ready for us.
Yeah.
And I appreciate that. So that way, the interview could keep going while stuff was still happening with our front of house guy and lighting and all that type of stuff. And so things were happening all over the place. But that whole just startup is what made it stressful. Once we actually got everything on stage, line checked and everything, I was actually good from that point. I'm like, okay, we're in, we're checked,
doing the thing.
we're fine.
We're doing the thing.
We'll be ready to go by 7:30.
Like normal pre-show anxiety, though. Even if it's on time, you're like, okay, let's hurry up, go. Let's go.
Man,
let's
the
go.
nervousness.
Like I get that way. Like let's hurry up and get set up. Let's make sure you're double, triple checking everything. Are all my cables here?
Yeah.
Do I have all my gear? Like after I leave my house, I'm already going through a checklist, and I get to the venue, I'm still going through a checklist, and then somehow I forget a throne.
Yeah. Well,
wait. That was
thank
that was
God.
A different show. That was a different
Thank
show.
God, actually, that the way we constructed the case is to have at all times a pair of backup in-ears
Yeah.
in the
You
case,
left yours at
just
home.
in case something happens.
Oh, you did that for me, didn't you? You thought I was going to forget.
No.
That's literally for
genuinely
anybody.
The case
if
generally
they fried.
says backup pair.
Nice.
Yeah, if they somebody's fried, if somebody like misplaced them, somebody like me walking out the door grabbing everybody else's ears
But his own.
but my own.
So which leads us to our learning curve.
Yes.
For our tour, we're going to come up with and I recommend this for any band, like a load in and load out
Checklist.
like schedule, like plot list.
Yeah.
Like
Who's
Chad is going to do X, Y,
responsible
and
for
Z
what
in and X, Y,
things?
Z out. Steve's going to do X, Y, Z in and X, Y, Z out.
Yep.
So something,
All of this.
something important to also mention is it's not like if you're in local bands or have played out and about, like generally it's the musician brings their gear. They might bring an amplifier or whatever. No, since we're working with basically a stage box, we all are going into one unit,
I'm exempt
except for him
Kind of.
because he hit stuff.
because I have a drum set.
I mean,
He's loud by nature.
you call violence whatever you want, but that's okay. But yeah, so a lot of internal planning has to happen within the band to be able to make sure that we mix everything out of that box and give them a solid mix out too.
Oh,
And we don't leave in-ears in Pennsylvania.
And we don't leave
No.
in-ears in Pennsylvania.
that wasn't on me.
Again,
That was
that's-
these two
again,
leaving
that's part of the-
cases.
That's part of
Yeah,
the
it was
planning.
only a case.
Yeah.
That's part of the planning. 'Cause
Yeah.
So after the show, and it happens for me almost every show, because my brain is like, hurry up and break everything out of here, because there's like 8 pieces I gotta. It's like an erector
Yeah.
set, man. I got a lot to carry off. So I'm like, here's my pack. Here's my pack. Here's my pack.
Right.
So I made eyes with you. My pack. Boom.
On
I
case.
Put it on the
Yep.
case. I'm done. Now I got drums.
Yep. And that's fine. And I agree. And we are going to be building the schedule plot of who's responsible for what jobs, pre and post set and everything. And I agree with Chris. Everybody in a band should do that.
Yes.
Just to make life simpler and nobody's stepping on anybody else's toes and
So
all
my
that.
Other, my other project does do that.
Cool. Congratulations.
It's like,
Do you want a
rub
freaking
that
cookie?
salt
They're over
in
at
that
Putt's
wound.
house.
Oh, he ate them all.
Some sort of way.
He ate them all.
Putt said he ate all the
There's
cookies.
no more chocolate chip cookies. Those are mine.
Shut up.
Those
He
were ours.
finished off the chocolate chip
Yeah, I
cookie.
did.
Shut up.
When did he tell you that?
He posted on your one of your comments. He said, thank Emily for the cookies. They're all gone now.
Oh, I did not see that.
I'm like-
Oh.
I was hoping to go back and at least listen to the drum tracks
And eat a cookie.
and have one or two. Thanks, Putt.
Thanks,
Right.
Thanks, but
So if one of yours comes up missing, don't blame me.
That's fine. But to kind of wrap up how everything went with the show, we did our set. We were up there for 20, which is pretty common for a opener that's doing a open for a national tour package.
Yeah.
It's one thing if it's just a national guy coming through and all the support is local or regional or something like that. It's a whole other when it's a whole tour package and you got one opener going. 20 is pretty common.
Yep.
So we did our 19 and a half minutes, and we had a 3-minute breakdown, and we got not one, not two, but 3 different sound guys at the venue coming up and slapping us on our back going, thank you. Thank you. And
Teamwork.
when you're in a band for as long as we are, that doesn't seem like a big deal, but it's a huge big deal when you get the sound guys coming up and thanking you for doing something
to make their
that
life easier.
to make their life easier and to make it that quick.
And man,
Well,
like,
and because it was behind too, so part of their difficulty was because it was behind, the direct support didn't get to do a line check.
Yeah.
So, as a result of Jordy Perp being a hip hop artist,
Yeah.
running tracks and running off a
Yep.
computer, very basic 2 lines in out. After we tore down, they literally just set up the next band's drum
Yep.
set and kind of plugged everything in, so it was ready to go. So then the following changeover, then they could do the line check and save themselves some. That's a pretty smart thing.
Yeah,
like I said, we
yeah.
had an ace team. Man.
Yeah, having
Pierce had a
the
really
hip hop
steamy night.
between us and the direct open or direct support was perfect in a way that they were able to do some of the tweaks and get things ready.
Oh, it was perfect for House Crew.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was perfect for House Crew. They could not have gotten a better scenario given the circumstances pre
Having
door
if
open.
they had another band right
Here's
after
the
this,
per-
made it
here's
a
the
little-
perk
little
of
more a
mixed
challenge.
genre shows.
Yeah. Always put your hip hop artist between 2 drum sets. But yeah, we did a 3-minute teardown. Another thing that was actually kind of throwing a little bit of stress in there is I bought a brand new antenna for our case.
Oh
that
yeah,
day,
trying to get that
and I
set
had
up
to
too.
modify some of the gear to get that to plug in.
and then you almost left without that the one antenna and
Actually, I did.
One of those.
It's
sound-
still sitting at the restaurant.
Are you serious?
You left it?
there?
I thought about it the next day.
Bro. He left. If you watch this,
So
Adam, he
do I?
left it. But
Do I need to
thank
go
you.
hold Roger for you?
Yeah,
No.
Probably in his office.
I don't
probably
care at this
sitting
point.
It's
gone.
It's not necessary. We already upgraded.
I mean,
Oh, okay.
It sucks that I forgot to bring it home, but I didn't remember it until the next day. I was so out of it sitting in that booth eating dinner.
Oh yeah, having dinner after the show.
Oh yeah.
was,
So no, wait a minute. So going back to the pre-show, Bob and I are eating. Steve and Chad show up. First thing he does is like, "Hey, bud," reaches over and grabs a fry,
Yep.
dad tax.
and then he
bro.
walks over. Hey, no. And then he walks over to Bob's plate. Hey, grabs another fry.
can you dad tax another dad? Is
So
it
when I
proper?
got to the point where I'm like, I got to go check on what's going on, I finished my burger. I was like, "Here's my fries. You want them?" Yes. I'll take
the
them.
reason why it
Steve was
works as
hungry,
dad
boy.
tax is because he had all the info on what we were doing that day. He had the itinerary. That's a dad move.
Yeah.
So if you have
I
the
grabbed that
itinerary,
information.
and
So
you
I was the dad. I grabbed that information.
Well,
I had the contacts.
He was relaying it. All right, Ma. Jeez.
Happy Mother's Day, bud.
Retake.
Happy Mother's Day. So for context,
Happy
today's Mother's Day
happy
on recording.
belated.
Well,
for
as
those,
we
yes.
record this is Mother's Day.
Yes. So
Hi, Mom. I love you.
Yep. But yeah, there was multiple factors that any single one of those going wrong in any capacity actually could have fully derailed a whole chunk of the show that night.
Yeah.
And luckily, because like you pointed out, we had the ace team.
We had dude. I walked in and then obviously Roger's a good dude,
Yeah.
but Brandon's there. Hudson surprised me, and I'm like,
Yeah.
and then everybody's like, "Did you see Chris Rose?" And I'm like,
Rose, yeah.
"Rose is here." I'm like,
Yeah.
damn, is this like 2009? Where are we at, man? This
Yeah.
is like peak Pierre's, man.
Well,
Everybody.
and I don't know if you got this news, but it made me happy to hear Adam is officially the main sound guy for stands from this point forward.
Nice.
So,
July 9th.
yep.
Yeah.
So July
If you're
9th,
in the area.
we will have awesome front of house sound coming for you guys.
July
I
9th,
like
we
it,
are opening for Poet the Band.
Yes, sir.
Stan's room.
But yeah, the rest of the show afterwards is very standard, if you will. It's a lot of wrapping up cables, breaking things down, throwing them in bags, going hanging at the
taking
merch
shots.
table.
Wait,
Yeah.
what?
Talking to people.
Yeah.
Taking shots.
Yeah.
Taking shots.
Drinking straight Jack.
Oh my god. Hey,
Looking at your guitarist and almost projectile vomiting in his face.
I don't mind whiskey. It's just I needed to know that it was straight whiskey. When most people know I do Red Stag, which is a flavored whiskey.
It's really awkward to make direct staring eye contact with somebody who is about to projectile vomit.
When you take a warm
eyes
Jack
just
Daniel's shot and you're
watering.
expecting like a chilled Red Stag shot, it's like opposite ends of the spectrum right there. You know what I mean? You're just like, no.
You handled
No.
it well, though, man.
He did not.
I mean,
He handled it.
There was zero vomiting.
exactly like I said.
Okay,
he handled it well.
I may have almost thrown up in my mouth.
Yeah.
Again, in the mouth,
That's not the only thing.
it's
in
not
his
real
mouth.
vomit.
Oh my god. Hashtag retake. Please.
See, the funny part right now is Jeff can't hear the whispering fully because he doesn't have ears going.
Yeah. Whose fault would that be, Chad? No.
Speaking of having a load in and load out schedule, no, I'm just it's not related to that. We just have our stuff stored off site.
Yes.
Yes.
And we
Yeah.
weren't doing a rehearsal today, so
Yep. And also, we have two different rigs. We have our rehearsal rig and we have our live rig.
Yeah.
And the live rig gets stored off site at Chad's place. The rehearsal rig is at my place. We have a couple pieces that need to be interchangeable and everything, but with us, being in recording mode right now, we're not in standard rehearsal and worrying about all of those parts. So
Yeah, we're getting extra lazy, and then we'll have to get back up on it and be like, what are we doing?
we're going to have a little bit of extra prep time for July 9th.
Yeah.
so that is our next show then, right?
That is our next show as of now, unless something else pops up. But being realistic between your schedule and having to have availability for
June,
recording.
I'm packed out on June, man. There's nothing happening in June.
Yeah. That's fine. We got to still record.
Going on,
So
Okay, well,
going on
cool.
vacation.
Yep.
Hey!
That takes like 10 days of my life,
My next
Yep.
vacation's our tour.
and then I'll need a vacation. I'll need a vacation from a vacation.
yeah,
Probably need a vacation.
that'll be the tour.
Oh, if
That's
I told
the
you my
tour.
itinerary, man.
Yeah, your vacation from the vacation is a tour,
Yeah, yeah.
and then you're going to need a big vacation post that vacation,
Yeah, 'cause I'm already going to say I'm the driver, so that's...
unless we can find that shag van. And I say shag van because literally all the flooring and the ceiling is
Shag
all shag carpet.
Dude.
So anyway, back to the show.
The show.
The
show.
Yeah.
I thought it went pretty well.
Yeah, I think overall we did really good. The first song we had a little bit of, just trying to get our footing and everything like that. But
I will tell you personally, like, usually, like, when I walk in and I see that the show's behind, I get very spastic. Like, I'm very analytical. So, like, if you tell me 5 o'clock, it's 4:59. I'm there. I'm ready to go. Like, let's set up. Let's load in. We're going to do, like, everything has to be on time. Because as a fan,
right.
if you say the doors are going to open at 6:30, I expect you to open the doors at
Yes.
6:30. Perfect weather so people could sit out on the patio. So that really wasn't a concern. But show started on time. It went pretty smooth. But at first, I was really, really worried. Like,
Oh, yeah. I could tell when you're like, I'm going to go check on things.
I'm gonna, yeah. Well, that was like, so I showed up about 4:45.
Yeah, you were there.
I
Right?
walk in and the headliner is probably on their second cymbal stand, and they're just shooting the shit, which is cool. I get it. Like,
Yeah.
I'm just relaxed, whatever. But that's all they had set up.
Yeah, there's no cabs. There's
That's-
no
Wow.
anything
So
else.
if you
So
think
that's
about
why
this, this
me
is
and Bob-
15 minutes to us loading in.
Yeah.
So that's part of why me and Bob, we looked at him and we saw his face kind of just go white, and we're like, let's go get something to
Let's
eat.
go get some food. Let's go.
And while you guys are dealing with that,
Yeah.
I'm dealing with the, come on, just go. Let's go. Let's go.
That's when I told you I was like,
So-
just, plus I made it easier for you, like with the pulling,
Yeah.
like loading in.
Yeah,
loading
you
out. I
telling
was
me
like,
what direction to come in around for
Yeah.
the back door and everything. I was like,
Yeah,
cool.
oh yeah.
Hey, telling him how to come around the back door.
No, exit only, buddy.
Hey,
Nope.
you're the one giving me
Nope.
the directions.
You said back door. Exit only.
You text me the directions for the back door. It's not my
Did.
fault.
Oh my
Dude.
goodness! Oh my goodness!
That's a weird kink.
Oh my
That
goodness!
is weird.
You know, when you say subway side,
What's the safe word? I forgot the safe
Subway?
word. No, we had a safe word a couple podcasts ago.
oh, Bob.
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 Thank you. No wonder I forgot the same word.
Oh man.
Oh no!
things you don't want to think of when you're in the
Hashtag.
midst of throws.
Yeah.
Bob.
Yeah, I'm not gonna.
No
That's,
offense, Bob. Love you. Happy belated birthday, buddy.
Just don't ever want to think about you at that moment.
No, sorry.
I think there would be a mutual feeling. Let's
Yeah.
be fair.
Bob's yelling Bob.
Yeah. So we went. So before you got there, we went around. We got some food. We went outside, and we're chilling. And then I'm still like going. I'm literally like, if I wasn't sitting down, I'd be pacing so bad. Just
Right.
like, this is not going to go on time. We're not going to get any kind of, like, you said we didn't get a sound check, but we did run a whole song.
yeah, we did.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I
But
mean, it
I'm
was
thinking,
a
like,
line
if
check.
you're if you're familiar with being in as the opener, sometimes you set up and everything's getting dialed in on the fly.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Monitors and everything.
I mean, back when I
So,
used to.
luckily because we were on a show where everybody was running ears, there was no monitors, so there's
Which
no monitor
we found
checks.
that out, backtracking. We found that out like 3 days prior because we were
Which-
just gonna like set up and be like,
Yeah,
hey,
we
we're
were
the-
just gonna
we're the
DI.
openers. You will just use the wedges you got. Blah, blah,
Yep.
blah.
Yeah, because we were under the impression, or at least I was, let's make your life as simple as possible. If you already got wedges, which almost everybody always just leaves on the stage
Yep.
in most venues, I'm like, if you already got your wedges going, we're not going to make you run our tails and go through all that extra effort. Here's a DI just for our stuff. Get you in and get us off the stage as fast as possible.
Yeah.
And then well, no, I'm not putting up wedges. Nobody else is running wedges. I'm not putting wedges up for
Which
you guys.
is actually rare.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was my. I was like, whoa, wow.
You know,
Yeah.
I don't
honestly,
think
though,
I've been in a show where everybody has ran a box.
This is
Yeah.
something I wanted to bring up. Well, it was really kind of nice not to have a bunch of wedges on.
Oh, it really
gave
was.
so much more front of stage room.
And I felt compelled to like go walking out behind the keys, try to mosh with you guys and whatnot. Well, yeah.
That was fun.
Well, at the beginning
That
of
was fun.
Pinocchio, you actually did come out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I did.
I was
So-
like, okay, guys, I don't want to keep playing. I know I suggested it, but I don't want to keep playing this forever.
I don't care. You're going to do it because I have the power.
Which now we've got. I really. We'll talk about that later.
yeah, I
That
know.
was
We
because
got
I was gonna
we got a
go.
plan for that.
Yeah,
going
we
I was
got
forward.
gonna try to
plans.
goad everybody to mosh, but then as soon as I started moshing, I looked down and there's like a 5-year-old, like at the front. I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm not.
So
gonna
yeah, so
go
it did end up
holler.
becoming a free show.
Yeah,
Yes.
and in all
Due
ages
to a
of
little.
that.
But-
let's be honest. It was a weekday show.
Yes.
Yeah.
The touring band is not like Shine Down or 3 Days Grace. So
They're still building their
they're
brand
still
in this
bringing it.
market.
So there was a lot of youngsters there. There's a
Yeah.
lot of all ages.
And it was actually a really
it was
good
a real
crowd.
fun show
Yeah.
though. Like everybody was engaged top to bottom.
Yeah, even for us, like everybody, the
Oh.
second they were in the door, it was engagement for everybody on stage.
Getting up on stage and being able to walk stage with the crowd and pointing out and people showing you they love you and it's like this and that and interacting with the people just like even before the music started.
Yeah.
But again, that goes back to there are no wedges in your way.
Yeah. Oh,
Yes.
that was so
That was-
amazing.
yep.
No, we got. It doesn't seem like a lot of stage room until you feel the difference of not having that wedge that's like 2 foot
So
wide.
typically,
Yeah.
peers would run 4 or 5 up front. Which
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
quite
Yeah.
a lot.
A
but-
full
and
row.
then like along that line, then it feels like you're basically walking a hallway back.
And then there's all the
forth,
extra
you know?
cables that run for the wedges that are
Exactly.
all thrown out on
and
front
if they're
stage.
if they're gaff taped down or not. You
Most
know?
of the time, not.
Exactly.
Yeah. So either way, though, it gave us a lot more room, and because it was a plus and a negative all at the same time. Because the direct support didn't get a chance to get their drums up,
Yeah.
we also didn't have to sidewash our drums to even take away more stage room because since they didn't have an opportunity
Funny
to get
you
up.
say that because I was literally reminding people of the night that I played for Drowning Pool. There was 5 drum sets on the stage.
Yep.
Oh, man.
So there was no room. We were a 3-piece, and there was no room for even the 3-piece to move around. So
Yeah.
they were just confined to their little 5-foot area.
I've never had 5 sets up, but I've had 4 sets.
So as
Yeah.
on the stage at
as a
once.
local opener, usually you're stuck with like you're side by side another drum set, and then you just get struck whenever you're done.
Yep.
But
Yep.
yeah, it was nice being able to have like I was center, I was back towards the riser. Like
Yep.
you guys had plenty of room to move around.
You were
Oh,
in direct support position.
Yeah, it was really nice. It was really
And
good.
the fact that we got that opportunity to actually have direct support for the package, be like, no, we're good. That's fine. If all the lines are good, we're full self-sustained. we got our own mics, we got our own cabling and everything. Just make sure that, when we're ready to actually go up, all of our lines that we have get plugged in to the right spots, and we'll be good to go. So because of that, it made us have more stage room with the wedges not being there, with direct support not being their setup there. We actually had
A stage.
most of Pierre's
Yeah, it
main
was
stage
pretty
to run and play around on, which
Yeah.
is very rare for a local support.
So besides the riser, you had my kit, and then you just had the 2 or 3 stage boxes. That was it. The
You
whole
had
front.
the direct support. You had Cane Hill's cab, guitar cab, and bass cab sidewash of the riser. But because those were directly
Flush.
hugged to the riser,
Right.
that still didn't eat any more real estate for us whatsoever. I was like, I honestly cannot remember ever having this much room.
Not on that stage.
Not on that stage as a support.
Yeah.
We did when we headlined it.
Yeah, that was different though.
But
You would have at my birthday.
well, we did at the release show for the last album
I don't
too.
remember.
Yeah, I know you don't remember. Do you remember
We're
the
not
bleachers?
talking about that show. We're not talking about that show.
Do you remember the bleachers?
It's like,
I remember the rain.
Yeah. So yes,
Wash away.
just kind of
Wash away.
just what
Wash away.
for somebody who doesn't want to talk about that show, you're giving some context
we
here.
all had shows like that.
Yep.
Anyway,
Yes.
so it was
So-
a good show.
Yes, it was a great show.
We had
a lot
10
of
days notice.
yeah, we had a less than 2 week notice on this one.
So
But I would say in total we probably had roughly about 300 people
yeah.
in the room.
It was a
I think
decent
we as the opener probably played to like 150 maybe.
150
that
between
was-
150 and 200.
To see people line up was encouraging.
Yes.
So and they were lining up. They were when we were eating. The people were lining
Yeah,
up.
people
So that
were
was
people were getting in line as we
5:15.
were sitting out doing
So
our
a good
interview.
hour before the showtime. And now naturally you're hoping that it becomes like 800 or 1,000 or more.
But at
But,
the end of the
yeah.
day, it's a Wednesday
Weekday
show that
show.
we got thrown onto last minute, and it was a show we wanted to get on, but we didn't know if we would. So the fact that we got thrown on last minute, we only had a week and a half notice. It was a weekday show, and we still had people lining up and then engaging
Yeah.
with us
Yeah, that
while
was
we
the
were
best.
on our set.
Yeah, it was weird walking out after the show and getting catcalled by people who were smoking. They're like, ah! And I'm like, okay, yeah, I guess I just did the thing. That's fair.
Oh yeah, stepping outside and having everybody coming up wanting to give you fist bumps.
Yeah,
and
and like,
stuff.
and I'm like, I just need to breathe because I'm dying.
We just did a 3-minute rip down. I'm dead right now.
like, can I just go hide in the corner, please?
Yeah.
Yeah,
But yes.
it was good though. It was so much fun.
So come see us July 9th.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It will be
See us do another 3-minute teardown. It'll
yeah.
probably be a little longer. 'Cause
It'll be a little bit
Stan's
longer
room's a little
because
more
there's
congested.
stairs, not ramps, to
Little
get
more
the cases
congested.
off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
A lot more congested.
yes,
Yes.
yeah, we have a hallway. But yes, we will be there July 9th with Poet the Band, CS Nautilus
yeah.
out of South Bend, and Moments After
Yeah, moments.
Yeah,
after.
moments
from here
after.
in
From
Fort
here in
Wayne.
Fort Wayne.
Yeah,
There's some friends.
yeah.
There's some friends.
Yeah,
They
Days
are
some
some
friends.
friends.
Some friends.
It's been a
So
little
we're gonna
bit since
name-
we played with them last, so
gonna
it'll be
name
kind of
drop
cool to be back on stage with them.
Where are we going to be at with our EPs at that point?
We for July 9th.
Probably
we
a lot
should
of
be-
post production.
Yeah, we should be fully done recording and in post production by that point in time. We don't have an exact date yet.
So we'll be continuing to like probably playing Tip and maybe Control Yourself.
Yes,
So
we
we
don't
will
have
have
an
new
exact
material.
date yet, but expect the Find Yourself EP to be released sometime in August.
Yes, yes. And so if you do show up to the show, like he was saying, we are guaranteed to play at least one new song.
Yes.
That's in
I feel like trusting the process is going to be pretty regular, but I can't wait till Control Yourself starts hitting.
Yeah.
So, but there is that possibility that we might play.
And though the Between Here and Now EP, as you know, has already been starting to roll out, because we now, by this point that you're listening to this, have 2 singles out.
Mhm.
There is a track, the title track to it, though these are tracks we can't traditionally perform. The title track actually to that EP is now going to start getting integrated as one of our interlude tracks
Nice.
in our live set. So
We're changing our show
a little bit here.
Gotta change the show a little bit.
So yeah, even though it's not,
2023 is going to be fresh.
yep,
Be fresh.
Yeah, even though it's not your standard performance of a track, because we don't really have the abilities to perform all the bits.
I mean,
we still wanted to be able to provide
No, I'm just gonna bring
some
an
portion
e-kit.
of it.
I'll just bring e-kit. It's cool.
Okay, cool.
you bring an e-kit.
Yeah.
You just get programmed.
He's
going to
put it all onto a sample pad.
Just
So
one.
he's doing what I'm going to be doing with my foot anyway.
But he's going to make it like all, a show.
Right.
Wham. Okay, and then walks off.
Right.
Stick flip.
So
Catch. Hit.
Got to get the
Done.
stick flip. Yep.
yep.
Done.
So yes, July 9th we will have a track from the Between Here and Now EP that we will be
Absolutely.
using. I don't know. Don't want to necessarily call it performing.
Yeah,
we'll
it's
be
being released on the intranets for your digital joys.
and we will be using it as an interlude track in the live set. So
Yeah.
if you're wanting to hear it before it's out with the EP, that'd be the best way to hear it.
Yeah.
And the entirety of the EP, I think, should be out here within the next month or so.
Yeah, it should be done right at around the end of the month.
We're doing a slow roll on this. Every 2 weeks, you're going to get a new single from the EP.
Yeah.
So, but
July 9th.
yes, July 9th.
July 9th.
Come join us, and we love your guts.
Later.
Bye.
Very sorry.
Thank you for listening to Actually Controller. If you liked what you heard, please consider following us on all our socials. You can easily find us on all the different platforms by going to linktree/controller33 or scan the QR code if you are watching the video version of this episode. Thank you.